Arsenal Fan TV mode, that was very, very embarrassing today. Very disappointing performance by Arsenal. What happened out there?
I thought Bayern got lucky, to be honest. I'm joking.
You better be joking. I mean, what happened? I mean, that was totally embarrassing. 5-1.
Listen, look, it was humiliating, no question. But you've got to say, on that form, Bayern Munich would have beaten anyone today. And they battered us, but they would have beaten anyone on that form today. They were 5-1.
5-1. You get beaten, but 5-1. 5.
Yeah, I honestly think that it just shows Bayern's quality. And obviously we'll come to Arsenal and what we didn't do or didn't have today. But
that's what I want to come to. Let's come to Arsenal. We all know about we know about Bayern's quality. Let's come to Arsenal.
I don't just want to slate Arsenal with no context. Bayern Munich are a fantastic team and they put in a phenomenal display today. Let's not ignore that. They were
No, we're not ignoring that. But I'm saying it's still 5-1.
Right, fine. The reason
they didn't beat Zagreb 5-1. Yeah. They didn't beat Olympiacos 5-1.
I think it's twofold. Look, firstly, that great performance from Bayern, and also they had a point to prove. We beat them, and I think they were out to send a message. You know, Philip Lahm was saying before the game, we're not, underconfident after that. It hasn't affected us. And they had Guardiola was talking a very good game before as well. I think they really came out with a point to prove, and they did it. They're a brilliant team. And when a brilliant team on form comes up against our lot with a lot of injured players, it is a recipe for disaster, and it proved that today.
You think Wenger was resting players then? Because we heard the Bellerin one, slight injury, we were told. And then today we get to the game, Koscielny's not playing. That's been the back 4 or 5 that's been so good for us, broken up for a big game like this.
Yeah, and I think we should actually read into the Koscielny decision before the game. I think that speaks volumes, because if this was the Champions League final, you don't take any precautions. Because it isn't, and because I think Arsene Wenger was probably quite realistic in terms of who we're facing today, he dropped Koscielny. I think that is quite poor on our part, but I think it sums up what we were thinking before the game. As I say, if it was a Champions League final, if we felt like, no, we have to win this game, we play Koscielny. We'd probably even play Bellerin if he can make it. But the fact that we didn't, I think, tells us that we almost wrote this game off, and our priority was Tottenham on Sunday. So, we have to go and beat Tottenham now and put this behind us. Olympiacos got a 90th minute winner, which is a real kick in the teeth.
The manager got some blame to take for this Champions League campaign. He rested players against Zagreb, rested players against Olympiacos, rested players tonight. We've lost all 3 of those games in which players have been rested. The only game where we played our full strength team, we beat Bayern.
I never defend Wenger when I feel like he should be criticised, and I've put this Champions League campaign solely on his shoulders, because I've always said it starts from the very top. When you're a player and you see the lineup and you're not playing your first choice keeper, it tells you something. I think all of a sudden you think to yourself, all right, well, we're not really going for this. Like, it's not as serious as it should be. I think it starts from the top, and that's Wenger's decision. And each time that he's done it, it backfired. What annoys me though is that 19 years we've been in the Champions League, and we're naive enough to think that we can go and rest players away from home in the Champions League. People say it all the time. It's not a cliche. It's not BS. It actually is true. There's no easy victory away in the Champions League. And after you've gone and rested your keeper and a few other players in the Champions League away from home and lost the first game, that should be enough to focus you and say, all right, we better win the second game. To have the audacity to do it again, I think is insulting to the competition. And, obviously we went halfway putting it right against Bayern at home, and now we're in with a slight chance of qualifying from the group as a result of that. But, Arsene Wenger has to look at himself. 19 years in the competition, and we're still being that naive and still calling decisions like that so badly wrong.
Finally, can we bounce back on Sunday and beat Spurs? It's going to be tough.
Well, I hate to say it, right? But Tottenham have actually looked like an organised team in recent weeks. They've conceded as many goals as we have in the Premier League, and we've done very well in the league. It's not going to be an easy game, and also Giroud fought out there today. Like, obviously he had to. He's going to be shattered. Alexis looked tired to me. He's going to be shattered. It is going to be a tough game, but ultimately, look, we're Arsenal. They're Tottenham. We are better than them. Always have been. Always will be. We should beat them on Sunday. Credit to Bayern today. Let's just move on and try and demolish Tottenham. And listen, Bayern will beat Zagreb, Bayern will beat Olympiacos. We need to go to Greece in December and do the job. Europa Leagues, no one really wants it. we need to be in this competition and need to try and put it right. So we've just got to do the business.
Priority is to get through this group, and we've left ourselves in with an impossible.
Can we get out of it now? I think Olympiacos won.
We'll have to win. We'll now hope that Bayern punish Olympiacos, do the job, and then we've got to beat Olympiacos by 2 clear goals, and that's the 2 wins, and one of them has got to be by 2 clear goals.
Can we do that?
We're capable of doing it, but we can't keep doing these, making these changes.